It's been a long time coming, but we finally have an all-new Chevy Traverse. The first-gen model enjoyed quite a bit of success, but after being on the market for 9 years, it was getting old to say the least. Now for 2018, absolutely everything has been changed. And this review will cover all the details of all the trim levels, not just this High Country. Crossovers are all the rage right now, so let's see if the Traverse reinvention can stand up to its stiff competition. We would like to specially thank Sutherland Chevrolet for giving us access to today's vehicle. If you would like to check out their beautiful dealership and extensive inventory of new Chevys, we have provided a link to their website in the video description. Every Traverse will come with this new key fob, since keyless open and start are now standard across the board. That's something the old model didn't even offer at all. Remote start is also included on LT leather and up. Every part of this car is entirely redesigned, but as always, we'll start by checking out what's under the hood. This is still a 3.6-liter V6, but it is a totally new unit which puts out 310 horsepower and 266 pound-feet of torque. That's an increase of 29 horses over the old motor. It can be paired with front or all-wheel drive, and it's standard on every trim besides the new RS. Now the RS is an interesting trim because it's being billed as the sporty Traverse, even though it's powered by a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It makes less horsepower at 255, but more torque at 295. The RS is also front-wheel drive only. Another thing to note is that on the High Country you get standard all-wheel drive, and it's the fancier twin clutch type shared with Cadillac. Regardless of which setup you choose, a 9-speed automatic transmission will be on board. The new transmission is just one of the factors helping to improve fuel economy. It comes in at 18 city, 27 highway, 21 combined for the front-wheel drive model, and 17 city, 25 highway, 20 combined for the all-wheel drive models. Now let's get on to checking out the all-new exterior. The Traverse starts around $30,000 and tops out past $50,000 for a loaded example like this one. So as you would expect, there is a lot to separate the different trims. For starters, our High Country has a special chrome grille. The inside bars are chrome to set it apart from the other trims which only have chrome on the outside of the grille. The inside is either metallic black or matte black on the two base models. Most trims will get HID headlights with LED daytime running lights. However, on this High Country and the Premier, you'll get these D-optic LED headlights. They also have signature LED running lights, and the High Country throws in auto high beams. Dropping down, you'll find fog lamps on all but the L and LS. I couldn't find the exact ground clearance number, but it does appear to be class competitive. While I'm down here, I'll also point out that the Premier and High Countries get body colored moldings, whereas the other trims are black. This is the point where I usually mention special editions on Chevys, and indeed there is a red line edition for the new Traverse. It basically blacks out everything from the wheels to the Chevy badging for a real mean look. You can only add this package to the Premier. So like the rest of the vehicle, the wheels come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. These are the standard 20-inch polished aluminum wheels exclusive to the High Country. The Premier and LT leather also get 20-inch rims, but with an argent metallic finish or a more plain silver finish. Even the base 2 trims still get 18-inch alloys. Coming to the mirrors, they are heated, power adjusting, and auto dimming on this High Country, as well as the Premier. On LT leather and above, you'll also find side blind zone alert in the mirrors. So the Traverse has always occupied the upper end of the segment size-wise, and this new generation has grown larger still. Unlike its sibling Acadia, which shrunk a few inches, the Traverse actually grows 2 inches to 204 inches overall. That's well ahead of rivals like the Highlander and Pilot. In regards to safety, the new Traverse can be equipped with all the active safety gear that we've come to expect. That includes forward emergency braking, lane keep assist, pedestrian detection, and auto high beams. These can be added to Premier, or they're standard on High Country. I will say, however, that several rivals offer these features either standard or available on a wider selection of trims. The Traverse has 2 fuel tank capacities, 19.4 gallons for front-wheel drive and 21.7 gallons for all-wheel drive. That achieves ranges of 407 miles and 434 miles respectively, both on regular unleaded fuel. Looking at the rear end, there is nothing left to remind you of the original Traverse. Actually, it seems to draw a fair amount of inspiration from the Tahoe and the Equinox. All models get this chrome accent, and they also all get these LED taillights. They're pretty narrow and aggressive looking, kind of reminding me of the Camaro. Every Traverse does get dual exhaust, either circular or rectangular. And as far as towing is concerned, the Traverse is right in line with rivals with a rating of 5,000 pounds. Roof rails are on all but the L and LS. The Premier and High Country get fancier chrome ones. Well, that covers the all-new exterior, so now let's check out the huge changes to the interior. The Traverse and all the other Lambda crossovers aged pretty well on the outside, but the same couldn't be said for the interiors. Thankfully, the new Traverse rids itself from the past and will make you quickly forget. That's especially true if you opt for the High Country, which comes only with this rich-looking, loft brown leather interior. All the other trims get to choose between jet black or medium ash gray colors, in either cloth or leather. Looking at the door trim, it also has a rich mixture of materials. The armrest portion is stitched leather, and above it is Alcantara and more leather. You have some wood-like trim and a chrome door handle. Two-person memory seats are included on LT trims and up. Only the driver's window is automatic up and down. Almost every trim of the Traverse will come with this 8-way power adjusting seat with 2-way power lumbar. The leather feels really high quality, and it has nice perforation. It's immediately striking when you first get in just how different the interior is from the outgoing model. The new look is also backed up by new and much nicer materials. The upper dash is actually hard touch, but it's kind of rubberized. Below that though, you have a ton of leather and Alcantara trim, which looks very similar to the cut and sewn look in recent Cadillacs. Everything else fits together with precision and feels solid. To start, just press the standard button. All but the base 2 trims will get this 8-inch MyLink screen. The same trims with the bigger screen also get these more premium gauges. They have a clean and classy look to them. Plus, you also get this large 4.2-inch multifunction display. This contains a whole lot of information, and clicking to the left allows you to switch to the various other tabs. Coming back, you have a nice leather-wrapped steering wheel to control the electric power steering. This is certainly a welcome change from the old wheel, which might be one of the ugliest in existence. Up here on the left side you have your cruise controls, and also a heated steering wheel button on Premium and High Country. And this pad on the right is for the multifunction screen. The actual steering wheel is also power adjusting for the same 2 top trims. Moving on to interior storage, the Traverse offers a very good amount, consistent with the rest of the class. On the top you have a big tray, which you can remove. And under that you have a very deep area with a felt lining. I really like the design of the armrest. Up front you have another large area, and this also doubles as a wireless charging pad. Obviously you're going to need a compatible phone, but if you don't, there's still 2 USB ports above it. Finally, you have a hidden compartment behind the infotainment screen, and it too has a USB port. The new Traverse uses a very straightforward physical shifter. You can shift manually with these little toggles, but there aren't any paddles. Shifting into reverse brings up a standard backup camera, or in our case the surround vision one. It does have trajectory and guidance lines for the regular view, and the 360-degree display stays on the left. If I have one complaint, the quality could be better. Back behind the shifter is your electronic parking brake. Also back here is the four-wheel drive and terrain controls. If there's one aspect of the Traverse that looks similar to the outgoing model, it would be the climate controls. There are still two main knobs with temperatures in them, but this info also appears in the screen. Everything else is controlled via this pod of buttons. It's well labeled and overall very simple. These are your 3-stage ventilated seats, which strangely don't light up blue. And heated seats are also present starting on LT leather. Now let's listen to the upgraded Bose audio system with 10 speakers. Sound quality is pretty good. Now that takes us to the Chevy MyLink system, so let's take a brief look. The system is one of the easiest to understand on the market, partially because all the features are tiles on the home screen. You can also expand radio presets from the bottom no matter what screen you're on. Starting out with audio, you can play, pause, and skip songs through the standard Bluetooth when you have it connected. Media cycles through the other currently connected sources, and radio of course brings you to the FM, AM, and XM sources. The row of app shortcuts at the top allows you to quickly go to things like phone. When in there, you can access a full list of your contacts that have been synced over automatically from your smartphone. There is also a separate app that allows for safe viewing of text messages and rudimentary replies. Next up we have navigation, which comes standard on LT leather and above. As you can see, moving around the map is very responsive and smooth. OnStar has a lot of features, but the one you're most likely to use is the Wi-Fi. This is where you find the password to sign into it during your complimentary trial. Last but not least, you have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay capabilities. These are standard, by the way, on every Traverse, even the ones with the smaller base display. That's all I'm going to cover in this video, but we have a very detailed MyLink tutorial that you can check out if you want to see more. A link to that is provided in the video description. Coming up, we have an auto-dimming mirror, but it has a trick up its sleeve. If you flip this switch, it turns into a live video feed of everything behind the car. This is incredibly useful in something this big, since the rear window is about a mile away and you have 2 rows of heads to look over. Above that, you have 3 universal remotes. We also have a moonroof, standard on the High Country. Up front is the normal kind of setup, and it also has a pop-out wind buffer. However, this is actually a dual panel moonroof, with an even larger piece of glass in the rear. So overall, the cabin is an absolutely giant leap forward. The design, especially in this High Country, reminds me of Cadillac interiors, and even the technology and feature set are closer to its luxury siblings than you'd think. I'd say this is one of the nicer cabins in the class. You do also get the rear seat reminder system, which will go off if you use the rear doors before or during the latest trip. Now Mason will demo the other 6 seats and the cargo area. Since this is an almost full-blown luxury SUV, Chevy kept the nice materials on the rear door trim. Our High Country has a padded leather elbow rest, plus leather and Alcantara above it. The windows in the back are auto down only. As you can see, there's plenty of storage space in the door. Now regarding the space in the new Traverse, you'll find 39 inches of legroom and 40 inches of headroom. That's a little behind the Explorer, and just about the same as the new GMC Acadia. I'd also like to point out that these captain's chairs come on the LT cloth trims and higher. Surprisingly, tri-zone climate is standard, so all Traverses get these rear controls. Now we get 3-stage heated rear seats as well, included on both the Premier and High Country trims. Below that, Chevy gives you a household outlet and 2 charging USBs. Up top there's LED interior lighting, adjustable air vents, and an assist grip. Traverses with captain's chairs do get these adjustable armrests, and space-wise, I don't think anyone is going to complain. You can see how spacious it is even with the seat scooted all the way back. So looking at the new Traverse's rear seat as a whole, I find it extremely comfortable, spacious, and quite luxurious. Honestly, I can think of a lot of luxury 3 rows that don't have rear seats nearly this good. Now let's go ahead and check out the 3rd row. It's rated for 33.5 inches of legroom and 38.2 inches of headroom. Of course, it's not super comfortable for me back here, but it's fine for smaller children. They do include some cup holders and another charging USB. There's also vents up top and some lighting. Overall, it's a nice 3rd row, and I like that the captain's chairs can scoot up to give you more space. A height adjustable power tailgate is on the LT leather and up, but only the Premier and up will get the hands-free feature. Once it opens, you'll see where that stretch this year really went. You'll find 23 cubic feet behind the 3rd row, 58.1 cubic feet behind the 2nd row, and a huge maximum of 98.5 cubic feet. That blows the competition out of the water, besting the Explorer, Highlander, and Pathfinder by a lot. Over here, you'll find buttons to power fold the 3rd row. That is exclusive to the High Country trim, by the way. The passenger seat is 6-way power adjusting with power lumbar. The dash is made of padded leather, and it kind of connects to the door. The glove box is dampened, and it looks like it holds a good amount of stuff. Well guys, we hope you enjoyed the first in-depth review on the all-new 2018 Chevy Traverse High Country. Stay watching for a quick look at the pricing of this fully loaded model, as well as the rest of the Traverse lineup. Like, subscribe, and comment below, and we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.